Okay. So in our last session, we just got the ball rolling with lesson 1, where we covered the object-oriented concepts. Okay. So we left it where we'll start with the Python IDE, that is the IDE which is preferred by Python developers, and then all the Django related setup in PyCharm. Okay, so we'll start with that today, and then go into Django setup and administration. Okay, in setup and administration, we'll recap the development framework, object relationship mapping, okay, CRUD, MVT concepts, and so on. Then go into how specifically Django framework operates, Django administration, and Django admin side. So this is what we'll cover today. Okay.
Okay.
So in PyCharm, okay, do you have PyCharm setup or how?
Yeah, I have PyCharm setup. That's why I wanted to be on this computer.
Okay.
The other one,
okay, just
somehow I find that Mac has a lot of snob value, but it's a useless machine.
I see.
Yeah, I have PyCharm setup, but to what level maybe we need to inspect it. That's about it.
Yeah. I'm just starting at my side. Just give it a moment.
Okay.
Let me get this. Because by the time PyCharm starts, it could take time. I have everything in the slides as well. So this I'm just starting with the presentation. Yeah, if you have PyCharm setup, you can just start it.
Okay. I started it.
Okay.
Maybe
so
I need
I'll tell you.
Familiarize the UI there.
Correct. So when you work with PyCharm, initially you should have Python installed on your desktop. In that manner, here we will see that PyCharm points to a certain version of Python. Okay. This Python can be installed, and I will show you here. I have installed some 4 versions of Python. Okay. So Python 3.9, 3.10, 3.11, 3.12. The latest is 3.12. Okay. The latest Python version is 3.12. So initially from python.org, you have to install either of the versions. You would have installed 3.10 or 3.11 or 3.12. Any of these versions is fine. Okay. Now, once
Python, I can go and find out, right? On the shell, I can run some
command. Go to your C drive, and then you would have installed some version here, like this. Okay. So you can point to that C drive to see which version is running. So that is the prerequisite. Okay. So like when you go to python.org, it allows you to download and install Windows version of Python, and you would have done that.
Yeah, I have done that. But is there a instead of checking what I have downloaded, on the is there a Python? I think I remember it on the command prompt going to.
Yeah. I'm just starting
running some version, right? How do I run that version? I just type Python. It's 3.10.11. I see that.
Go to the command prompt. I'm just starting here. Run as administrator.
Yeah.
So in the command prompt, I'm taken to, let me go to cd:/. So I have multiple versions, right? So if I go to dir, p star. So here's the same here, what I showed you on this Python 3.9, 3.10 like that. So in the prompt, I have multiple versions, but if you have to check the version of Python, so I just say Python version. So it will just tell me what version of Python is currently up and running here. So this showing Python 3.10. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I just
So
typed in Python and I said version. If it
space.
told me already 3.10.11. But
Okay.
how do I get out of this command prompt? How do I control Q, right? Or
You don't have to just stay there. It's okay. We need this as well.
no, I typed in Python. It started another prompt. I'm just
Oh,
checking.
no. It should be Python space double hyphen version. Then only it will show the version like this. Otherwise, you can restart the command prompt. Just close from here. That should be okay.
And command prompt, I started. So I'm on a particular folder. I'm not in the folder where I've installed this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know where I've installed that. That is another thing.
Yeah.
If I say Python hyphen version,
Space hyphen version.
3.10.11, says
Oh,
3.10.11.
okay. Okay. And then if you echo, there is a path. Echo percent path percent like this.
Okay, all
When you
caps.
do that, when you do that, all paths are seen here. So here it's pointing to 3.9. So when you have to start Python, in case you have multiple versions, which Python, all these versions should be added to the path so
Hmm.
that when you type Python, it starts. Okay. If I just type Python from any folder, it will start. So for that, I can be in any folder and type Python, right? So that
Yeah,
way, you
I
have
think
to,
that's what I did. Hmm.
okay. But typically for a version to be included, you put path, percent like that, semicolon, C colon slash Python and let's say 3.10. Okay. So this is adding a certain path in the default. Okay. And it seems to be already there for me. Okay. Like that. So now if you echo path up arrow
You
twice,
did C colon Python because that's where you installed the
correct.
uh,
Yes.
application, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do I know where I've installed it? I have
Ah,
something. Can I share my screen? Let me just show you.
okay. Okay.
How do I share?
No,
There's a share button, but it's
no.
not getting
Wait, I'll
activated.
allow multiple sharing. Yeah.
Do I need to refresh this or when I click on that share icon, meeting, okay, my
Hmm.
home. I
Yeah,
see the
try
share
now.
icon.
Yeah.
No, upgrade to Zoom Workplace Pro. I need
No,
to
no.
be in Zoom. No, right? Okay.
It waited for me to allow multiple participants to share, but try again. Yeah. Simultaneously, you
Yeah,
can share.
maybe I
I'll stop
will.
sharing so that you are clear. Yeah.
How do I do this? This is I click on that icon, but should I join back like something or
Mm.
docs? I click on that return. Okay, return. Okay. Oh yeah, I was not on that space. Okay, I had moved to into some other space, not the.
Hmm.
Okay, now screen. Now screen. I share the screen and say share. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm up. You see this, right? So
Yes.
I echo path. These are all DOS commands, huh? Echo percentage
Yes,
path.
these are DOS commands.
Mm.
Um, so path, just hold on, system 32 SSA with
program Node.js.
So for this to go, you should know where you installed at the
Python,
first place.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where is Python installed at the first place? Is it C colon
I think
slash
so.
Python
This
310?
all this folder world, I really don't know how to check. Okay, let me just go to home. I'm at home. I can go to home, or I can go to this PC. Okay, C drive and Python. You see this?
So that's three. What is the version there?
312. 312.
312. Okay. So copy this path.
Hmm. It's the path, right? Okay.
Uh, put it in the path. Let's see.
I copied it and I have to go to the command prompt, right?
Uh,
And what do I do? Path.
Path
Hmm.
equal to path equal to %path
Hmm.
percent path
Hmm.
percent, yeah, semicolon, and now paste that path. Yeah,
That's it.
enter.
Backslash is okay, right? Forward slash backslash is okay, right?
And that's, I think you got it correct. Hmm.
Hmm.
Now echo path. Now do twice up arrow. Enter.
Will it shows this?
310. No. Check if the path is there. The
Oh,
Python version it is showing. That is good. That's one or the other version. Yeah. This got added to the path. I think there should not be a space.
okay.
How do you edit that? After the semicolon, don't leave a space. But
Hmm.
now it got added. Let's see.
Is there a way to remove it? Hmm.
Enter. Enter. Let's see what happens.
You need echo, right?
Echo.
Now it shows both. Yeah.
Okay.
Now let me see the echo path, echo version now. Yeah, it has changed. No, it's not changed.
Not change. No? And
Hmm.
no, this is the path only says that you can access that version. Okay. The
Hmm.
current version is showing Python. Now this comes to the point where when we work on a project, okay,
Hmm.
so here by default there are multiple versions, right?
Hmm.
So you want your project to be on a specific version.
Hmm.
Okay. So what they do normally is from the PyCharm IDE, you may work on one version or the other at a given point of time. Okay.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
could switch versions. So instead of
Okay.
doing all that, they have the concept of a virtual environment. Okay.
Okay.
Which allows uh, to activate a virtual environment of a specific version.
Hmm.
Now, here obviously we are stuck with 1, 3, 10, 11 version. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's unless you want a specific version to run, there is no way to keep one or the other. When
Okay.
what virtual environment allows you to do is you can uh, activate that virtual environment to activate that version, specific version.
Okay.
Okay.
Where is that? How do you do it here? Like.
For that,
Hmm.
there are some steps. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
We have to do like this. I will show you
Okay.
Python.
I'll stop sharing.
Okay. Yeah. This concept is called VENV. Okay, I will share now.
Ah.
So this, we are at, okay, I'm at the command prompt.
Hmm.
Let me show you. So stepwise, first you would have created these folders. Okay, download and install this one. And yeah, we are at path. There is okay, this is a fix for the pip. Yeah, this command called python -m venv. Okay, what this does is it allows you to create a virtual environment inside. Okay, this installs
Inside
basically
what? Inside.
inside the project. So here, for that to happen, you should have a VNV itself installed. So that's this command to install the virtual environment. Okay. And following that, okay, you will see the version and all that. Following that, I will show you in PyCharm, or it need not have PyCharm, but this concept can exist even without PyCharm. Let's go to a particular version where the project is. Okay, I will take you there one moment because it will help you understand where we are. So, for example, C dev or InfoSure dev. Okay, all my developments are in this folder. And let me take you to one location.
No. So you told me that you have to install VNV. Is that some kind of an application?
Yes, that's a module. That's a module.
Okay, that's a module. Okay.
That's a module. And once that is installed, it exists.
This VNV has anything to do with what is that? With the PyCharm? What is PyCharm? PyCharm itself is a IDE, right?
PyCharm is an IDE to facilitate developers to build applications.
Okay, it's just a user interface, that's all. But at the back end, you need a virtual environment, is it?
So it integrates like this. I will show you. Virtual environment can exist outside. Okay, but now,
outside means outside your computer.
Outside PyCharm, just like this.
Okay.
That's why here, if without bringing PyCharm into the context, I went to one project. Okay, I'm just going to this folder. It's where one project is existing. If I go to dir, this venv will come when you install this command.
Okay.
-1 venv -m venv twice. Okay. So what it does is it creates this folder, and if you go into that folder and this okay, it will create this lib. What it does actually is it creates lib scripts. So let me go into scripts. Yeah. See, it creates a python.exe inside that. And then, and this is going to allow you to have an activate batch command. Okay. And when you have to start that, hold on. Yeah, you go into venv scripts, and then you do like this dot activate bat. Okay. This is the file. Okay. So when you do that, you see this goes with a bracket v. Okay. Now that's how you activated the virtual environment. Now what happens from here is you're no longer using that C Python what you added in the path. This Python here, you see this 266
okay.
will run. So every project internally, whatever be the project you create, can have its own virtual environment, and you activate like that. Okay, once you activate it, then for a specific to installing pip, installing other packages for this project, you need a pip. Okay, Python package.
Okay, so in this situation, what are you assuming, Ajit? This is a server. You are assuming this as a server that will host the application, is it? That's what you are.
Actually, it's not exactly. It operates like a server, but it is not. Why? Because each project in Python can be one version 3.10, another can be 3.12, some could be
Okay.
3.7. So the developer needs to be working on different versions. Even we can work on different versions and different projects, right? So they put the VNV inside the project so that you can activate it. So when you activate it, that version will come up.
Understand. See, let me ask you like this. So I am a Python developer in a company. Now I have to host a portal. Example. Okay. That's what I'm doing. So when I have to host a portal, so that is a project in itself, correct? Can I say that's a project?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So now for that project, I'm going to write code in Python, basically server-side programming, right? So that code I'm going to build in an environment, correct?
Yes.
So that environment is where this whole server-side that those server components code is hosted, or these are two different things. Or is environment the developing, or what do you call, is what is it? Is the superset of the code, or is it something else? I didn't. I want to match it to that server
Okay.
client
This
programming and
virtual,
understand this
yeah,
environment.
correct. Correct question. This virtual environment exists for the development only.
Okay.
So when you finally, let's say you deploy on some server, then this virtual environment doesn't come into play. It helps you
Play,
to run the
build.
project within this environment as a
Hmm.
development only. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
during development phase only. After we have
Okay.
built and the components are to be deployed, that
Hmm.
runs on the server. It can run on a even in our build cases where we are testing, we'll run on a development server. Okay,
Got
but
it.
when you deploy, you'll deploy on a production level server. This is only for the tool to facilitate
Oh, okay.
the
So
merge
like if there
and
are 10 developers, each one will have their VE in their computers,
VNV.
and that
And
VE has to align with the versions, same version, and then they'll push that into the pipeline for wherever it is to be deployed.
yes, yes. And this VNV further, it facilitates all the packages. You see, now we are accessing a python.exe. This
Hmm.
Python exe might require a Django uh, Python module, right? Python
Mm-hmm.
package. Every time we have been importing packages and using it, right? So
Hmm.
it might require Django, it might require another crispy forms package or some other package, num2 words like that. So all that
Okay.
packages will have to be combined, right? So this virtual environment allows you to use a specific Python version, and
Hmm.
inside that environment, all modules are facilitated. That's what the virtual environment does.
Perfect. Understood. Now I understood. So this
Mm.
virtual environment is going to be your what do you call the so PyCharm is just one component in the virtual environment. It's a package that you will add
No,
to this
no,
virtual
no,
environment.
no, hold on. Here, now I never even brought PyCharm into scene.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
That means basically this project which I'm doing is
Hmm.
using a specific version of Python.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now another, if I go to another project, it might be a different version. So again, if
Hmm.
I activate the virtual environment, then everything, all these modules will work together. Okay. That is
Hmm.
that project version at that version. The way to
Hmm.
understand is the VENV or the virtual environment allows you to keep your project on a specific version of Python. Okay, Python.exe there could be some 2.7.
Hmm.
Python.exe here is on 3.10, like that. Okay. Now in PyCharm, this is the same project I have opened.
Hmm.
Same project in PyCharm.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, here is the same VNV file. So
Hmm.
you see the navigator here, what we went through is all from here as well. Now,
Hmm.
what it allows me to do is, now it's going to run on this version. Okay. So run on this version 3.10. So in from here, we are activating we are not using the path and all that. So this version is with this VNV. Okay, inside scripts, this
Oh,
310 like that.
okay. So I see that VNV is a subfolder of DJ2, correct? As I see it in the
Yes.
hierarchy.
So
That
VNV
means
appears
what?
in some folder inside the DJ project. Yeah.
DJ2 project. So
Correct.
project VNV is its virtual environment, right?
Every project has a virtual environment. That's true.
There can be only one virtual environment, obviously, right? So that
One.
VNV defines
uh,
that basically.
Correct. And what it does is it allows me to combine all the modules into that environment. So
Okay, like you like I see the DB SQLite. So if you are going to do DB lookup and you are so you want a particular I don't understand that part. How do you say that DB SQLite is there, which is I think what is that? Is it part of BNB or it's
yes,
outside
yes.
that?
Now, yeah. We are coming to that. Everything
Okay.
inside that project exists
Hmm.
inside that project. Now, yeah, I'm going to talk about configuration.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
is
Hmm.
this configuration here? Okay, so I've opened PyCharm. Okay, this
Hmm.
is now with PyCharm. If I go
Hmm.
to, there are, hold on, this arrow here, projects.
Hmm.
Okay, hold on. Tools, settings. Okay, hope you got the same version. No? What is it? PyCharm version. Have
Hold on.
you,
Let me just
what version you got?
let me just see.
2024?
Where do I see that?
If you go to help above,
I don't see a help menu. Why is that? Because you are on Mac, I think, right? Slightly UI is slightly different for me. I'm on Windows. Ah, I see it. I see it. I see it.
hmm,
It was
if you,
just collapsed. Okay,
yeah,
version. Huh?
it's how they are recently. Earlier it was not like this. Just if you move the up arrow, it will drop down the menu and go to help
Yeah,
about. Show this.
help about. Huh? Okay, I just clicked on that help, but it opened a new over 2023.3. I don't know what does it mean. But
Okay,
I have to
let's
check
try.
in the node only, right?
You
See.
have to check like this. See if I go up help
Mm-hmm.
and go to about.
About, right? Yeah, hold on. Did I see
So,
an about? I did see an about.
oh,
Yeah, 2023.32. Yeah.
that's all right. But in 2024, they got this collapsible menus and all. That's all.
Okay.
No matter which version it is, you can see this. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
the point I'm trying to make here is if I move up file settings,
Mm.
every project has its own settings. Okay. That's the interpreter
Mm.
is pointed to the VNV. Okay. Now look here for Python 3.10 is my interpreter. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
can have multiple interpreters also. I can point to anywhere. Okay. So the interpreter means what? Interpreter means that python.exe, what we have.
Mm.
Okay. So
Right.
here you would use any interpreter. Okay. You can add your own interpreters. That means you can
Is
point
this
to
for the project or for the virtual environment? What is this for?
this. This is for the project. See, this everything happens inside a project now.
Mm.
Okay. And
Right.
VNV is allowing me to give a specific virtual environment. However,
Mm.
you can add your own suppose I have Python exe pointed to a older or a different version, I can
Mm.
do. So in this case, I got it as Python 3.10, Python exe. Okay. Virtual
Mm-hmm.
environment will appear here normally. Okay. See here, it will appear like this. InfoSure
Mm.
Python project 1 dot VNV scripts Python, like that.
Yeah, I
You
think I have installed that in last time.
ah,
So maybe I didn't understand anything then. Why maybe? So
no.
if I go to that Python project which I have
Hmm,
and I click on VNV, okay,
hmm.
there's a VNV folder. It shows library version, library script folder, and git ignore or something like that. Okay. And py1 config. So what should I click to see on the for myself now?
Git yeah. See here, what you should
Hmm.
understand, Python interpreter for a project
Hmm.
will point to one location. It can be even even it can be V and V, or you can choose your own location also.
Okay.
That's
That what
that.
I understood. But how do I
Okay.
check that? Where do I check that?
Go to settings.
Okay.
That's here. File settings.
Okay.
Under settings, you will always see this project colon.
Settings. Okay. Hold on. Under settings, I see appearance behavior. Okay. Editor, version control, project. Python project. That's what you created. And then the Python interpreter. Okay. Okay.
Python. Now
Hmm.
this works for any project. Okay, any
Hmm.
project, the Python interpreter is going to point to some location which this project will use. And
Hmm.
why this is important here is you will see here all the Python packages which you are using. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Got
So
it.
to install, I go in install. I install Django. Okay, like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And if
Okay.
you got the version here on the desktop is different from the open source version, it will show that also.
Uh-huh.
And then if
I
you
see
double
it.
click, I can upgrade that version. Here list of available packages means it will show all the um, packages, whichever is
How did you
existing.
come there? How do you
And you
come
click
there?
on the plus, you click on the plus,
Okay.
and now I notice there is a version difference here. Um, and so this pulls from Py package, which is the pypi.org. Okay, this list is coming from the master list of packages which anybody would have deployed.
Hmm.
If I created my own num2 words and deployed there, it will point to there and pull that version. So Django specific
PIP.org. Okay.
pypi.org. I will
Okay.
go there.
PYPI.
If you
So
see,
now I am in the I have to press the plus button, and the plus button shows me available packages,
uh,
tons of them. So these are
right.
all there in the PyCharm
No,
application, right?
what? These are there. No, these are okay. Okay. My master list of packages like GitHub, like somewhere it is sitting called
Ah,
pypi.org. Okay,
okay. Hmm.
pypi.org. That in my current project, under this, where you're seeing here, Django, when I
Hmm.
pick that one, specifically is shown in blue, I can see all the versions that was ever released, and it shows on the top the latest version. So you don't need to click specify version
Hmm.
unless you want to go to a specific version. Okay, the default version
Hmm.
is there. Install
Yeah.
pack. Now,
Hmm.
what it is doing, installing, right? Now, where is it installing? Inside your project. From where? From the open source, pypi.org. Okay.
Okay.
So let me go there to show you. Now, if you go to see here,
Hmm.
this is like you can find all the installed packages over so many open source uh,
Hmm.
packages are available. This is Python package index. Okay. It's like a
Oh, that's
directory.
what PIPY. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a directory of all the available open source packages of Python. Okay,
Hmm.
here you can uh, say Django. So there will be multiple versions also. So here is Django 5.12, released October 8th, so more recent. It tells me how to install this Django package. Okay, pip is the module to install Python packages. Okay, so pip itself has to be at a certain version. If pip is also a Python package, so when you come here to the interpreter, one of the things you'll always have to do is we have to bring pip to the latest. See, pip itself is slightly one version behind, so we have to bring that to the latest as well. And once this pip is there, you could install from PyCharm by choosing this yellow. When I chose that specific Django version, right? I chose this one, and then go about install packages. Okay, so double click here. There are two methods of installing packages. Okay, so I either locate here Django and go about, when it shows the max version, it will give a brief description here, Django Software Foundation. Then I can click install packages straight away. Okay, so the selected one is in yellow initially, now blue. And when I finish installing, it's telling me where it's installing. So once package is successfully installed, this is one method of installation. Okay. Other method of installation is when you go to PyPI, is giving you a command, right? So pip install Django. Okay. Now this, if you're on command prompt, you can come into this project and do pip install Django. That will run as well. Okay. So this is outside PyCharm. You will use this command. Inside PyCharm, you will go this way. Meaning, I go to the interpreter. From there, it shows me this plus icon. I mean, already whatever is existing inside is there. And you double click on a specific version, it will come up. Okay, here there is some version. Let me upgrade.
I think this is easier and UI based, right? I would.
UI
if I
based.
need whatever I need in my project, I will come inside, go to the Python interpreter, and
exactly. Yeah. So what it does for you is everything is UI based in terms of PyCharm. Okay. Whereas the other one is on the command prompt, and still we will need that not for installation, but if you see to run Django, we will need that. I'll show you how. Now this project is all good. I don't need to now another thing in the PyCharm IDE. Let me just quickly walk through what the regions here are. Project Navigator. You have some folders here. I'll come into the details. This region below has a couple of things. I've got, you see this terminal?
But where is that Python what is it? Interpreter? Where in settings, I go into. Let me just remember that. In settings inside the project, but so that specific product, there's a interpreter, and there I can go and choose the packages I want and update to the latest one. It pulls from the PyPI. Okay, so I'm just making some notes also.
No problem.
Okay. Now that part is clear.
Yeah. This over a period of time will sink in. No, don't have to. So any project, double click the settings, you will be shown this screen, and you will always see a project colon and the name of your project. Look for that. It will be like this. Okay. It will be like this. The first time it will be like this. So then Python interpreter. So first time you click on this interpreter. Here I've already done that. So it will take you like that. Meaning you have to locate this interpreter, and then you will see a listing. Click on the plus here.
Hmm.
Okay, and add whichever package from pypi.org. This method you will do when you're using PyCharm and it's inside this.
When you talk about packages, right? Like
Hmm.
you have a module called pandas. So that pandas will be, is that the kind of packages you're talking about, or
Yes, yes. All
same
Python
thing?
hmm,
Libraries. Okay.
libraries are
Modules.
available to
Okay.
Panda. Okay, and then I
Okay.
can go click all the pandas will be available to your project. So this is how
Got it.
IDE
Hmm.
works. Okay, and there are
Okay.
several Flask, everything will be seen here. Okay,
So MATLAB, all
that
those stuff.
whichever Python based packages are there will come up here. Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's there, and yeah,
Okay.
so that's one, and we need the settings for that. Okay, now so project navigator is here.
Hmm.
My code editor region is here. Yeah, code editing, meaning if I go locate some file and double
Hmm.
click, it will show up here. Okay, it will show up here. Here is, and you can click like this.
Code
See,
editor. Where did you click? I missed that arrow in my.
what I mean to say is, think of
Okay.
it
On the.
like we have a folder and
Uh,
individual files are inside. If I double click, it will open up here, this side.
got you. Yeah. Okay. So this is like any other IDE, right? Yeah.
Yeah, any ID. Yeah, that's
Okay.
the code editor region. The
So
bottom
code
region.
editor is inside these folders, right? My app or my site. These are all folders which hold the code, is it?
Yeah, these are subfolders. I'll come to
Subfolders.
that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
here all the files are. I didn't want to
Okay.
show everything,
Okay. Okay.
but
Okay. Hmm.
for example, there is one settings. I'll go there. So this settings got opened now. If I click on, I'll show you URLs.
Hmm.
It opens here, and you can modify here.
Hmm.
Excuse me. So just simple way to take the takeaway here is under my project folder, whatever
Hmm.
files are there, if I double click this side, it will open. You can modify the code here. You can write code in this code editor.
Yeah.
See
So this
this.
folder structure is example is this is the production environment. So
Uh,
when people do an API call, then there is a URL, and then there is going to be folder structure, right? That folder structure is basically this one only, isn't it?
yes,
You come
yes,
to
yes,
here. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay.
And it's don't bother about this because it has certain. I'll come to the specifics.
Hmm.
Uh, Let's not go into detail right now.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
just wanted to talk about the bottom region on the PyCharm IDE that
Hmm.
will, because what we're seeing there is specific to Django. Don't let it
Okay.
bother. Um,
Okay.
Here you have some icons on the left. Okay. This is a Python console. This one
Oh,
is packages. What's required here is terminal. Okay. This arrow, a square box, arrow, and an underscore, we click, it'll open up like this. What this is, if you see, it brought me to C InfoShow Dev DJ2.
hmm.
See, that's the same folder here. So under this project, the project was located to the desktop in that location, C InfoShow Dev DJ2.
Hmm.
And that's the same path here. So what it is allowing you to do is instead of me
Hmm.
switching to another DOS prompt,
Hmm.
command prompt like this, it is
Is a
brought it,
terminal. Hmm.
it's here.
Okay.
Right. You see that?
Okay. So yeah, how do you navigate here? Maybe I missed it again.
You have to click this icon called
Oh, yeah,
terminal,
that's a terminal. Yeah. Okay.
and it will open up. Okay. And when it opens up, you can do pretty much the DOS prompt commands here. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Now what I'll do, okay.
Okay.
Now
Hmm.
this project has got some files. Okay, I'll briefly talk about this project.
Hmm.
In Django, there are a couple of things. Now, okay, you park that. I'll come back to this project navigator.
Hmm.
At this moment of time, some understanding is required.
Hmm.
In Django, you always are given a default website.
Okay.
Uh, this is a development site. Okay. A
Mm-hmm.
development site, it will give you a website, I mean, a page. So
Mm.
that's called my site. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that appears as a folder here.
Mm.
And this you can call like an administrative site. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, Unlike any other framework, here Django gives one administration capability. Okay, like think
Mm.
of it like you have a web administrator. Okay,
Mm.
in
Mm.
your company or
Mm.
some portal administrator, right?
Mm.
So that's what this Django packs a site inside it itself called my site. You can call it any name, but here it is my site. Okay.
Mm.
All this we will do in the initial part of creating the Django project. I'm not going there right away, but I'm trying to give you what is packed inside Django. There is one site, okay? And the site has the site administration with settings, okay? Uh,
Mm.
Here is my own app, okay? So here is installed apps, okay? This is like some settings, okay?
Mm.
Some secret key or whatever, this is a Python file which has just got settings. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
what it is, for example, I will show you what it contains. If there are some minimal settings here, for now you take it like that.
So
Not,
every time I create a project, these folders are all created by default, is it? Is it what
yeah.
you're saying?
When you
Okay.
start with a Django based development, you
Mm.
will do some run of scripts. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
That this my site will come by default. And
Okay.
what it contains is it has a couple of files. It has this a development server, and
Mm-hmm.
that page. No, it has of course it has some development server with it,
Mm.
but there is a website. Okay, uh, this is think of it like you created a website project and it is available.
Mm. Available. I get it. I get what you're saying. It gives its
Exactly.
own
Its
what do you call
own standard, its own
standard. Yeah.
standard site,
Mm.
and that standard site is having some files inside it.
Mm.
One is a settings.
Mm.
For this settings, here is if I'm looking what database I will be using, here is SQLite database.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you
Mm.
see these settings can be modified. Okay. Now,
Mm.
look at this. Where are my web pages? I created one templates folder. So I have to set base directory. So base directory is somewhere here. Okay. So all this sort of base settings are in this
Okay.
settings.py.
Mm.
One of them is if I create my own app,
Mm.
I call it my app in this example. Okay.
Mm.
Under installed apps, you should enter that. You should. So these are some settings. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so where is it available? They all put it up in a project called default site, my site.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Mm.
think of it
So
like
this is like I create another project, then I'll get one more site. Is that what it is, or it's the same site? In
you
PyCharm,
have
I
one
create one
default.
more project.
Good question. You have one default website at the time
Mm-hmm.
of creating Django in
Mm-hmm.
that project. Okay. So that is
Okay.
that site is residing inside the project if you see.
Oh, say that. So when you are creating Django, so this is a
uh,
Django
Project.
project. Okay. So Django gives this website, not PyCharm. See,
Not
everything
PyCharm,
is new
not
to me.
PyCharm. It's
Yeah.
Django's.
Okay. Okay.
Django
Okay.
creates, when you create a project, has
Hmm.
the approach of having a default site inside it as one sub module, or you can
And
call it.
that I get it. Like, even when we deliver some there will always be one small low
There is
end
always
free,
going to be.
yeah,
Yes.
out of box. We call it out of box
Out of the
thing that we
box,
give.
this is how Django always gives you one site.
One
Okay. And
site.
simply the developers have put in the facility of creating your own development site, one site. And
So
of
that you
course,
don't
there are
need
some.
to start from scratch, basically. That's what it
Correct.
is.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
It,
question here.
uh,
So this Django, where have you told PyCharm that this is a Django project that I'm creating? How did you start there? Maybe that's
we not it's we I'm walking you through what are
okay.
the.
We are not told, right? Okay, I'm not
I've
supposed to
not
know
yet
as of
come
now.
to
Okay,
that.
okay,
If
okay,
I
got it.
Yeah, first we are to try to understand what are the components, and
Components,
then
UI, yeah,
I
yeah,
will
yeah.
give you even one run.
Mm.
Okay, so you can see what it is. Then we'll go to start from creating. We are not
Okay.
starting. The approach here is not like I'm starting to do. Okay, run this command first. Then you don't know what you.
Ah, you're doing
Right?
a site tour. You're giving me a
I'm
site tour.
taking you through walkthrough at the
Yeah,
moment. Yeah,
yeah.
site tour. Yeah. So here, this always existing,
Mm.
and settings is all. You'll see some kinds of settings here. So if you build more application, as in this case, I build my own app called My App.
Ah,
You'll
ah.
have to enter under installed app settings your name of the
Mm.
app. Okay. Likewise
Okay.
here, any of the custom things you do inside the project will
Uh-huh.
have the settings file to be modified, to be configured to the appropriate value. So here installed apps is added with my own app.
Mm.
Okay. So that's one. It has a middleware. And here is my own folder, custom folder under my app that has to be put in this templates. Templates is where typically a HTML will be. So that folder path will have to be modified here. So these kind of settings, okay,
Mm.
database means, okay, the SQLite it is using. So these settings are typically in the settings file, okay. So important
Mm.
ones are like under settings, whichever I told about my app, okay. Don't have to bother about all the settings, okay. I'm taking you through what matters only.
Mm.
My app is typically one, okay. So this is for now settings.py. Now,
Okay.
under my site, there is another file called urls.py.
Mm.
Now, here what it houses is it's got URL patterns equal to something,
Mm-hmm.
path. Okay. Now, what this is under URL spy, under URL pattern settings, you
Mm.
will keep all your routes. Routes means earlier we seen a landing page takes you to one screen.
Mm.
Okay. If I go to slash about, it takes you to one website,
Mm. Mm.
one web page. If I go to slash contacts, it will go to something. All that linking is routes. So in your final application, whatever URLs you put in that URL navigator, the locate browser, that linking to your views are done here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. It's like an index.
Yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, in this case, index. Yeah. So that means this landing page is going to execute. So here URL patterns links the incoming traffic to the view. So that's the route. Typically, it's called a route. Okay. So this is under one file. Now,
Okay.
the point is Django got all these things organized in a certain way. That means all your routes can be seen in url.py, urls.py.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm.
So under my site, these two are the important ones. Okay. Other
Mm-hmm.
ones
Mm.
don't have to bother, but they have a WSGI and SGI. Okay. Because all Django, much like a Flask, what it does is
Mm.
it interfaces between your website and the application. Okay. It's a
Mm.
gateway.
Mm.
It's a web
Mm-hmm.
service gateway interface. So that's why this
Mm.
files, but don't have to touch that. So my site has these two important files, settings
What did you
and
say? It interfaces between which two? One is your
between
application.
between the website and
Hmm.
between your deployed website or web
Hmm.
server and your application. It's the web service gateway interface. Okay.
Okay.
A web service gateway interface
Hmm.
is your application talks to that WSGI and the WSGI talks to the web server. Okay. It's typically for the application, it's an application server, the application server. Okay.
Okay.
We will see
Got it.
that
Got it. So the
in
architecture is there is a
uh,
gateway.
there is
There is a front end which is a web server which is posted. Now
correct.
the high-end logic application code is running in application server. So the WSGI is the interface between web server and the application server, right?
Yes, yes, you got that right. Okay, so
Hmm.
this one, like here in the case of Flask, the Flask
Hmm.
was interfacing between your web server and so it's your server, application server. So Flask has what's called web server gateway interface. Okay,
Hmm.
WSGI, when you run your application, WSGI takes that request and interfaces with the web server. Okay, so that's why it's called web server gateway interface.
Hmm. Where
Now,
is the client here? The client is running a
the client
HTTP
is the
request
browser.
response. Browser. Okay.
It is the browser.
From there,
Client talks
okay.
to this and gets the
Hmm.
response. Basically, does all this work underneath to get the interfacing with the web server going on. Okay.
WSGI.
In the
Oh.
case of Django, this
Hmm.
is Gunicon for Flask. Django
Hmm.
uses its own WSGI, and that's what we are looking at. This is that WSGI. Okay, Django project deployment.
Okay. See, from the browser, I click a page, a particular form downloads, right? Where is that form stored? It's stored in the WSGI.
We have not yet come to that. We are not yet
Hmm.
come to that.
No,
Yeah.
I want to understand the architecture you told me because what I
Uh,
told is slightly different from what you showed me. That's why
uh,
I'm asking you. So,
Tell me.
if you can you bring that slide what you showed now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a browser, client browser on the left. That's where he does a HTTP request response.
Hmm,
Now,
hmm,
there is a gateway interface,
correct.
WSGI.
Hmm,
That
hmm,
WSGI is going to handle the request response and give the response. And
correct.
in the backend, it calls the application server for the whatever it needs.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so in this case, the application server is actually the web server. That's what you're saying, right?
In typical components, there is a web server which is purely HTTP server, and
Hmm.
this component is called the uh, application server. Okay, and
Oh,
the application server does this WSGI. I mean, it's a gateway.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
the application server hosts the WSGI. Can I say like that? If the WSGI sits in the
Application.
application server
Correct.
and
Correct.
it
The WSGI.
handles.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Typically, WSGI does the job. Yeah. Now,
okay. Just
you ask the question, where is the form coming from? We will
uh,
we are not yet started. This is the architecture. The
hmm,
form, when you look at the development components, then you have the model view template. Okay, I will
hmm,
come to that. I will come to that. Park that for a moment. The form
hmm,
is one of the um, form which can see in HTTP you have a form, right? HTTP we
hmm,
saw like a login page and all that, right?
hmm,
So if you go to Google, you'll be shown a username, password, and then you click sign on, right?
hmm,
Like,
hmm,
that's a login form. Okay.
hmm,
Now here we will have to build such a form, and that form will be part of the application. Okay. So
hmm.
there the concept is you have model form, and the form will be sitting on a page. I'll come to that. Don't bother about
Okay.
that.
Fine.
Let,
I'll hold on that. You know.
there is, yeah, just give it a moment. Let me walk through this, and then we'll see how the components of the build and how it works, we'll come to that. Okay, part that it's a good concern, but here I have to outlay all the
Yeah.
various.
Site tour is still not over. Yeah. It's just
This
slowly
tour
getting
is
there. Okay.
continuing. I'm going to come to that shortly. Just hold on. Now the site is here. And now, so this is always some administrator's part. Okay. This site, you can safely consider that that web administrator, he will take care of it. Okay. In a large project. Okay. And your URLs, of course, in this case, since we are building a Django project, this URLs you need to know how to, what the routes are. We will see that. Okay, we'll see each of this in detail. Huh? I'm just telling what are the component files. Settings and URLs are the important ones. Okay, so site is that. Now, when you build your own project, I mean, a project can have multiple apps. Yeah, that's in this case, typically you'll have one app created. I'm building some specific loan application, or I'll build some student library system or something. Okay, so that is this app. Okay, my app is my own application. It could be commercial CRM system. It could be a CRM system. That's one app. Okay. Anything of that nature can be inside as a as one application. What the terminology uses, my app. It's an app. Okay. Now the app has certain files inside it. This is much like Flask what you learned before, but I'll walk you through. Here is the model view template architecture. Okay, so you have model, you have views, you have you have the MVT design. Okay, so here you'll see some Python files. For now, everything looks the same, right? So these are some Python files. I will come to the MVT architecture. Okay. Now, for now, you'll see here one template folder has to be created. Templates. This is the user interface, or the HTMLs are parked here. Okay. Inside my app, there would not be a default templates file. You'll have to create it, and all your HTML pages will be here. Now, that is this folder, okay, templates, whereas all the other Python files are here. Then any static files are located in, like the CSS and all that are located in a static folder. Okay, this again has to be created. That's this. And now migrations, you're seeing something called migrations, right? Migrations will hold all your, suppose you deploy an app, and the next time you go, you build one loan application has a new feature called some vehicle loan. Okay, so you're improving on that to a next version. Python Django keeps track of migrations like this. Okay, let's say you added another column to capture additional fields. So your model changes. Okay, your project is improving on versions, right? So entire project has to be compiled once again. Okay, so there this migrations folder you'll see that changes is kept tracked by Django. Okay, don't have to bother too much about that, but you will get to know it when like if you altered the structure of a model. Okay, suppose you added a new column. Okay, a new column, let's say price. Okay, then where does that go? That goes inside this migrations. Okay, the
Maybe I need to
changes.
do some projects to understand really
Yes,
all
we
that.
are only
Yeah.
doing a walkthrough. Okay,
Walkthrough. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
now here is my app. Okay, so how to recognize the project structure? Initially, when you see this point to one folder, now DJ2 is my project. You will have these two subfolders. Okay, of course, when you are done, it will look like this. Okay. Of course, DB SQLite 3. Now, manage.py is one of the important files of Django to run various jobs, meaning various activities. Suppose you want to run this project, you will use this manage py. Okay, so this is like a utility file. Okay, like a utility file. I will show you how when you create a project app, when you when you create all that, you'll use this manage.py. So this is Django's utility file. Okay. Manage.py, nothing more. Now I will, no, this is one project. Okay. So DJ2, let's see how it looks. Okay. A simple project it is. Okay. I've got this terminal, right? I'm under this folder, DJ2 folder, and manage py is sitting here. And this is my whole project. So if I just, okay. Now there are scripts to run. Now, once I've finished everything, here is how it looks. Python. I'm going to run this project. You will see the output now. Python manage py. Okay. This will be a common command you will always remember. Python manage py run server. Yes.
These are Django commands, huh? Manage py.
This is Django. Yeah, this is Django commands, administrative commands. So when you have to run a project, you will not, in earlier, if you build a Python file, hello.py, you will say Python hello.py and run, right? But that is there here. You will run this Python manage py and say one command. Okay, this manage py, they put to receive certain commands like this here. Now, if I say run server, it will run the server.
Okay.
So this is end state. We have deployed, and now we are running it on a development server. Okay. So you'll understand shortly. So it's doing some checks. It's checking what version, and then it gave a URL. Okay.
Okay.
It started a development server at this location.
Okay.
So this is always local host. 127.0.0.1 is always
Got
local.
it.
Okay, it's your desktop.
Okay.
8000 is a default port of Django.
Oh, default Django. Okay.
For Flask, it was 5000. This is 8000. And what does it do? It looks my setting set my site.settings. You see, I showed you that settings, this one. It looks at this and it started the server here. Now what we can see is it's running here. Okay, it's running. Okay, I right click here, open in Chrome is one option. Okay, you right click on the URL here, right at this place, open in Chrome. It showed hello world. Okay, so we have not done anything else. We have just put one web page, a static web page called hello world.
Yeah.
And that static page is up. Your website is up. Okay.
So here you are actually, as a client, you are accessing the browser which is hosted in 127.0.0.1.
Running
it is
8000 port. Okay.
Yeah, through 8000 port, you are accessing that server.
That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, this is my deployed web app. I mean, this is completely a developer can run on his own. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
he's trying to simulate and all that. Yeah.
Simulate
from a client side. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that admin I asked, no, you might ask, where is that admin? So there is an admin here.
Okay.
All you have to do is give a /admin and it will show up this one. I think it's admin.
Admin.
Let me see when it might some. Admin sites could be admin. Hold on. Yeah, we'll go with admin 1, 2, 3. It's okay. It's admin.
Can't you see in the code and understand? You can't see it
Yeah,
in the code.
admin. You are right. Okay.
Admin, okay.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
So,
Okay.
so this is your Django administrator. I told you, no, there is one role called administrator
Yeah,
for
you showed me that. Yeah,
that's
okay.
it. What it contains, it's a login, logout,
Hmm.
and here are authentication, authorization is there, but here they
Hmm.
give you capabilities of users and groups. Okay,
Hmm.
if I go into users, you will see admin as a username. Okay, hope it looks a little better. Okay, so all users are listed here. The details can be found like that. Okay, it's a very robust server. Okay, so the administrative part of it, of course, at the moment it's only showing users and some users into a group. But when you create, say, admin login, logout capabilities here, okay, when you create the uh, project, yeah, you might have, let's say, you're creating a HR system. You will have employees, you will have jobs and all that. All those objects, those are going to be stored in some database, right? So the
Yeah.
SQLite 3 is the database what we're using. But when you create those objects, the database equivalent of that is called a model, right? That's object relationship. Every table in the database has an equivalent in the object level, in object-oriented concept, right? So that can be seen here. A products table, if you're creating products, the products can be seen, the model can be seen here. Okay. So much like users are listed and shown in a database, there you can see products module, come here, and when you click on it, you will see all that. I'll show you the screen, how it looks like. So that, yeah.
Tell me one thing, Ajay. You are now you're showing admin page which is locally hosted at 127.0.0.1, right? Now, in the present world, you push all this, whatever you build into the cloud, right? And you basically host everything in the cloud. So how does that play out? Like, what's the advantage of having an admin page in your own laptop?
Yeah. Quite good question. Cloud is just an infrastructure.
Right.
Cloud just took away all our jobs and put it into a data center. Okay. No longer administrators are required to sit individually. Those guys are now to show up in the cloud data center. Right. So the compute capability is what cloud brings. Okay. That is still as a deployment platform. Okay. Here I can deploy this administrator either on my local inside the network.
127.0.0.1.
This is
There.
no,
Okay.
this 127 is a desktop, right?
Desktop, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're local.
That's not just the local I mentioned. When you look at a corporate environment, there is an intranet inside your servers. Okay, that's what I meant as local. This local, of course, for the developer. From a developer perspective, yes, this is local, which local host is your desktop. But take one company, okay? I am implementing for, let's say, energy power systems, okay?
Okay.
He'll have an intranet. He'll have all these servers inside his premises, inside his file. So that server, physically, you could deploy this Django there. This administration will sit in his intranet, okay? And that website administrator may not know Django, right? So what inside your project deployment, you knowing the administrator capabilities of what you can manage inside the project, that administrator, the Django administrator, can now operate in that intranet. Okay? So that's a local deployment I'm talking about.
See, but
Now,
this 127.0.0.1 is accessible only from your computer. Correct.
this completely is in one desktop.
One computer inside one desktop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
So now,
when you take it to a build and deployment, let's say you created a loan system for a bank, okay, that has to be deployed inside, or it can be deployed on the cloud.
cloud, right?
So when you deploy inside or in the cloud, the Django administrator is going to come in and manage the Django objects. Here he is
Okay.
going to look at loans being
But he will
created.
log into some other IP address, not 127.0.0.1, correct? To reach this
Yeah,
same page.
correct. So that he can either log into the intranet where the whole project is running inside, or when they take it else, or within, I mean, first option is within their network. Okay. That means one server will be, physical server will be
Yeah.
identified, and this will go be installed there. Okay. This 127 will change to that machine's IP. The server's
Right.
IP.
Right. Server's
Whereas
IP,
if
intranet
you
IP. Yeah.
deploy on the cloud, then there is a big IP approach where that cloud
Published IP.
IP is what you will put there.
Yeah, it's a public IP use.
So there,
Okay.
how to see the cloud administrator role? The cloud administrator may not know Django. Obviously, he is not familiar with all, right? So then the role of a Django administrator comes into play to manage the
Okay.
entire backend objects.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
So if a user said, "Oh, I created some loan, the number was wrong or something," it has some approvals to modify, then the Django administrator go in and he can see everything. He can see, let me show you one example here. See, here is what I'm talking about. So here is a Django administrator. He has created a products under my app. Okay, so the administrator can see this is a module which got created called products, and the users created a box of pens, pencils, likewise. Two users data entry is seen here. So this he can see, the administrator can see that.
Okay, you are making a UI for the administrator out of box and keeping it there.
Yes.
And you demonstrated to me from the local laptop with 127. But if it's in deployed intranet, then the admin will be given that intranet IP, so that he will use that and come to this same page to provision objects or deprovision them, right? Or if it's in a hosted environment in Google Cloud or some other place, then he will use the URL to reach there, basically.
Correct. So,
okay.
Here, what is the role of Django administrator is inside the Django, it's like a domain for him, right? So inside the domain, he could be handling multiple apps. Only in this case, it's just one app which we are showing. So there could be a loan app, there could be a my products app like this. He can see pretty much everything. Okay.
Okay.
So every detail, if some like a super user for the Django project. Okay.
Okay.
So if you take it to a larger scale, you need this role, and this is the administrator can do all that from admin capability. Only he is the admin user password. We logged in with admin. In this case, of course, that password will be protected, right? Not like admin. Okay, so we'll how that is. So if you see, no, Flask and other ones don't have this. So a robust backend administration capability is provided by Django. So this is one good thing. Okay.
Perfect.
So let's come out of this. I logged out. Okay. So this is just a development. So come back to PyCharm. See, the servers are running. Okay. In fact, that project, what we saw, we saw something, no? Earlier, I'll do Control C, come back, up arrow. I'll run the server again. Open it, Chrome. Hello world. Yeah, we just put a static file.
Got it. Yeah, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Just to
It's a very
showcase.
basic project you're running.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's this project in PyCharm. since you're learning, we'll create this. Okay,
Hmm.
we'll create this project step by step as a first exercise. But let me take you to this app architecture. Now we're talking some development things. So you understood there is an administrator and the Django administrator at the back end. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
And we saw there is a my site. Okay. All that is provided by Django. And when you come to creating your app, my app, in this example, my app, it has some files. Okay. And this template, the HTMLs are here, the static files are here. So among these files, there is some things which you have to understand. That's why we come to my app architecture. Okay, here it follows the concept of model view template. Okay, so Django in development, we have typically in client server application, you have database at one end. Okay, here we have a SQLite database. This is a database layer. It has various objects like table and schema and all that. So that's the database. And if you look at the object relationship mapper, you no longer go create tables directly. You'll create objects, classes and objects here, which these objects represents that as model. Okay,
Okay.
model representation of that database tables. Each table is one model. Okay, if you have products, you have product model. Okay, so ORM facilitates not knowing SQL. It just creates the object relationship mapping. Okay, and that's what happens here. We have now models. So models view template. Okay, now here is the various high level. You have the UI layer here, user interface, and this one has a business logic here. Okay, so view has business logic. Okay, you have add button coded here as Python functions, update, delete. These are the CRUD operations of these objects with functions. So view is just a function where each of these, what functionality is required is coded there. Add, in this case, add a product, update a product, delete a product, like that. Okay. So coming to the page and the form, now I told you like we'll understand the form later, right? Now here is the browser showing a page. Okay, the page is page.html. Any page is a HTML. So I put like a generic name, page.html. It could be about HTML, contact HTML, or any of that sort. Now in this case, products, okay, store.html, something like that. So inside the page, page HTML can have a HTML form. Okay, whereas what Django does is it creates a Django model form. Okay, so instead of knowing HTML and coding everything, what they have done comfortably is when you create an object, let's say you created a contact or a product object, this model, the model can be readily created with a form called the Django model form. It's an easy way to create a form, and that can be put inside a page. Okay. So you no longer have to go define individual fields. This is 100 width and that is 50. So name is columns of this table model. So name and email, you don't have to build individually. You can say my Django model form, that is a model, and it will create this form. So the form, the way to understand the form is like a sheet. I mean, that part of data what you're entering has a label and a field, a text field, right? So this put together is a form. Okay? And specifically a Django model form means instead of going and individually building it, you have an easy method of telling that is my model and that's the field which I want. If I say product model, I'll show you. So there is a link like that which Django facilitates. So here I created a product model. Okay. Products is what I'm trying to go after here. It has a product iPhone or something like that. It has a title, it has description, it has a price and summary featured or some columns like that. Now this is much like the table, right? So only thing, you're creating a model for it. You no longer bother anything in the database. You're just creating a class and that created the model. Okay. Are you with me so far?
You created a class
Yes.
called product, right?
Ah,
And model
is provided by Django to
okay. You
create any
imported that
model.
module called model. So that I didn't understand.
See,
Okay.
think of it like these guys are lazy not to learn SQL.
Okay.
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 So,
No,
and
I understand
Django
these are some little
readily is
templates,
created
templating.
this template. So if you have a super object, parent object called models, okay, from which models.model, if I put as inherited parent while creating a class, if I inherit from models.model, whatever be the class you create is going to be your model. If I have to build a songs model, I inherit from the model class.
Got it. So there are
That's
like
all. Then it
predefined
becomes
tables already there. You are just using those tables here. That's all. Yeah.
yes. Here you use the concept of inheritance to inherit
Inheritance.
what Django's models and specifically what type of object there, module there, it's called a model. So anything fitted with this inside it will become a model. Okay. So if
So
I
you
say
created a class called product and inherited, made it a child of models,
any,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Models is a module and model is the class. Model is the parent class. Huh?
parent, yeah. This is like a super class or the parent for building any of the models.
Okay, got it. Okay.
If I say customer, class customer, I'll use models.model and then go about defining the fields. Okay. So now
Okay.
Django products model is allowing you to create a product model. Okay. What is this? This is string
Your int
representation of
string.
that model. In
Okay.
the in this definition, def double underscore str standing for string representation of the model. String representation of the model. When the object is used and the object is created. Now, let's say one is pencil. If you read from this, if you query from this product, okay, you query from this product model, it will not show you without writing this string, what have I written here? Self.title, no? Without this, it will show product 1, product 2 when you query from it. Okay. When you read the object, the name of the object will not show up as like pencils. I have, let's say, I created 2 products. One is pencils and another is pen. Like I
Okay.
showed.
Okay.
So pencils and pen here. Box of pens is showing up under product here, no? It will not show up here like this if you don't have this string representation, str. So self.title. So what it tells us, whenever an object is created from this class and I read from this class, it will show my title always. So that's what we are defining as string representation of the class. This is a default method we will always have to code to show up that record. So where it shows up here it shows up. This administrator, he's seeing the titles below. He'll not see if you didn't code the class with this str. So simply put, this is a string representation of the class.
Of the class, okay.
Of the class. Whenever you create the object of this class, this return value is going to show up. Like when you query from the class. When you query from the, see, typically when you query from that object, okay, I will have to see what are the records inside, at least in some brief manner. And that's what this return self is, just smallest representation, a string representation of the object. It will show, oh, this is a box of pen. If you don't code this, you can still be okay. But here it will show product one.
Let me understand this. The box of pens is the object that you created, right? So box of pens is of a class called product, correct?
Yes, yes. It is an object under
it's an object
the class
of
product.
Class product.
Correct.
Now, to show, I didn't understand that. You sold it a few times, but it still didn't understand that string. What does it do? It says
the string representation. Think of it as a string representation of the class. Whenever anybody queries that object of the class has an object. The class has an object. Okay. The class has an object, in this case, pencil. Whenever anybody queries that object, what they should see, you're defining.
Oh, okay.
It's a string representation. When you code like this, this is purely Python. No, this is purely Python object-oriented concept. This double str is given by Python. So when you code whatever, if I put self.title hyphen price, okay, let's say I coded like that. Here, what will happen? Pencil hyphen 210, like that. The number will,
that will get
pencil hyphen 70 will show up.
That is returned. Okay.
That will be the short version you'll return. Okay.
Okay. Got it. It's more of Python, what you're saying.
More a Python object-oriented concept. And this is provided by a str, string representation of the class. Okay. Whenever a default, why it's double underscore, it's a render method given by Python developers itself. So that if you code this method, you will see whatever you want. Okay. So here, in simplest of manner, we just put self.title.
Okay.
So that's that. So this typically is the Django code. Earlier, okay, now the Django model code. Okay, so you created a product model. Okay, and from Django.db import models, this is available from Django. Okay, and then models.com. And then our custom product became a model. Now, since you created a model, now I'll switch back here. Created a model. We created a model here. Now, the next two steps is to create a user interface where the form is to be created. So, to facilitate that, they got a specific manner to create the form. Okay. Now, coming back to here, allow me to identify. I'll help you here. Do you see this models.py?
Yeah.
Django has got very organized standard names for these things. Okay. So like models.py, views.py, okay, very clean and organized manner. This is a standard file naming. Wherever you open a project, we go to models, you'll see all your models. So that's how it is kept. Okay. It's not got anything here, but it says create your models here. Okay. And this is already there. You see, all you have to put is you have to create the products model and code the string. str. Okay. So models, you see, you will keep all your models in this file. Then you don't have the form here. Okay. View. Okay. In this simple example, we are not going to the form as yet. Okay. As yet. That comes in the next step. But this product model, for now, keep in mind that the three things you have to create. Where is it? Hold on. I was here. Okay. So we will come to the form, Django model form, park it there, but know that there is a simpler way to create the product model form. But for now, what we did, we created a page.html and showed a welcome, hello world, right? This, to understand what's going on here, a page has a page HTML. You see these buttons are there. These are HTML, okay, submit buttons, okay. And the form could be written from pure HTML, but when you use Django, we create a Django model form for this model, and it easily creates that form. The created form can be embedded inside the HTML form tag. Okay, so that's my second example. We'll come to that parquet. But know for now that it's an easier way to create a form. You don't have to do everything in HTML.
Got it.
In
Got it.
current architecture, we don't have this Django model form. Okay, in the current example, we don't have it, but I put it there to understand the architecture. Now, so the UI is about creating a page HTML. In the project, you'll have to create a templates folder manually.
You told that, yeah.
Yeah,
You have to create
manually.
it.
And in our example, in the very first basic example, we have put a simple HTML. In PyCharm, if you go, it will readily give you this. And all we are modifying is just hello world.
Yeah.
As the title and
the body.
content, the body here. So this is your page, static HTML page under templates. No. Now the HTML has to be, this template for templates have to be put inside on base dir here, base dir. Yeah, under templates. So settings has templates and dirs, okay, base dir my app templates. See, this is under your app and templates, right? So that has to be called out and specified here.
The settings. Okay.
You have to specify the custom folder here. This is required by Django, and you keep the HTML there. So this setting will know that, oh yeah, here is where all my HTMLs are. Okay. So why this way? Very clean. You could have more HTMLs, and that's what's going to
So
show
all
up
your
here.
HTML pages you put inside a created manually created folder called template, and then you go to the settings and define. What do you define?
In the settings, we define DIRS will be there here.
Okay.
Under
Directories.
template, you're calling out that this templates is located under my project templates, my app templates.
Oh,
this one settings. Okay. So it's one time. If it is done, you can put all your app HTMLs there. Okay. Okay.
And this templates is what? What is this white? The templates in white, right? It is in the settings you have to define that.
It's a subfolder. This one you're asking? This one?
That one.
This templates is a standard setting of Django.
Django, okay.
Yeah, Django knows that you're going to place template somewhere, and that's where all the HTMLs will be.
Okay.
They written this settings file in that manner.
Got it. Okay.
So these are all standard. You'll come and modify it here. That's all. Then So there is that. Okay. So all the HTML could have CSS files, right? So that is under the static.
Okay.
Under static folder, you can place all the CSS files. And here we don't have any because it's a simple hello world.
Okay, and
So
how will the templates know, the index files know where to pick it from? We'll define
here,
it here.
there are more settings here. Under settings, static is static.
Okay.
So this has to be specified. Migrations you'll appreciate when you come to it, because I told you, it's the first time
First time, yeah.
you
Okay.
have to run some commands. First time it will compile, and next time you modify, you'll see the change. But then we've still not done any build at the moment. So you understand the files at the moment. So I'll recap. Inside a project,
You are recording this, right, Aji?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
All recorded. Inside a project, we go to settings. Okay. The project has an interpreter. You keep this, move up here, file settings. Okay. And under the project colon DJ2, you have an interpreter and you'll see all the installed packages here. If anything to be added, you can click plus and it will just...
Like the models you just explained to me that you have to add it here, correct?
The package modules here.
Model. You had a package called module called model, right?
Package called model. No, pip is there. See, packages are imported modules. Okay.
No. You had one example where you showed the class model, super class model. So you defined your
models not model. No, models not model doesn't come here. Django comes here because you're taking from Django dot module.
Okay.
Yeah.
Django only comes here. Okay, it's all part of Django. Okay.
Django gives you that capabilities of model. So if you go to that the code, see, everything starts with Django dot. Okay, so Django Django.db imports models.
Okay.
So this module, I mean, the module is Django, submodule is DB. So under which they got models module, which will be using. It's little.
And inside that models is a class called model, into
Model.
which you have made a child class called models.
Correct. Whenever you want to create a model, okay, like in this case, products model or product model, you will go this way. You'll use this models.model. Okay. Under models, there are other things.
Other things. Okay.
There are other things, but models.model is one of the capabilities to build a model. So that's why we are this is your class.
Okay.
Everything from there creates your class to be a model. Okay. And then you go about defining the fields. Okay. We will do hands-on on all these. Okay. So that's when we installed some Django and all that. And alternatively, you can install it from the command prompt as well.
Okay.
Coming here, you'll have my site. Okay. Under my site, you have files, settings.py. This is what you're seeing. URLs when you have to tie the route. Okay. So these two are under my site. And then we have you're creating my own app. Okay. Now, under that, there are files like models. Okay. Where you create models. Views. Views we will see. Views, in this case, what we are doing, we have to render. Okay. Whenever HTML is there. Okay. So all HTML files are under templates. Okay. In this case, one HTML file only, index.html, which shows hello world. Now, the HTML is at one side. I have the browser coming with the landing page. So at that time, the HTML is shown, right? That's what we saw when we ran this project. Okay. In the landing, as soon as you landed on the landing page through the browser, the hello world showed up. Okay. How is that happening? With the view. Okay. So what does the view do? View is written with a function to say when the request came in. Okay. This is syntax, this orange request syntax. I have a render function readily provided by Django. Okay. Django.shortcuts render. So render this particular template, index. So then it does the job of showing that page. Okay. Simply put, the view shows the HTML.
Got it.
We are capable to show the HTML, so we have to code that here. Okay. Now, still things are not tied up, because to tie up where that definition is in this site, we got URLs which says that when the landing page is there in the path, show the index view. So this is where the routing happens. Routing or the tying from the browser URL. Suppose I went to admin, no? I went to admin, right? You saw that.
Yeah.
So that went admin, then what to show? Admin site URLs. This is a standard response. So what came in and to what's served as a function is sitting inside my, this is my function inside my view, right? So that is tied back with this urls.py. All the routes are here. All the URL patterns are here. That's how to understand this. Okay. So that these two are the important files. So urls.py, this under the hood, what happens is I'm showing a page. Okay. So that's the function. It does, think of it like it lifts and shows that HTML back. But the tie-up is with this urls.py. Okay. So under my site, the two files, settings.py and urls.py. Under my own app, I will do the MVT, meaning model, view, and template. This is the MVT design pipeline. Model, view, template. And when it is running, yes, of course, it is running. Let's see. It landed. The view got activated. The view is showing the index.html. Okay. Again, and here and in the urls.py, I put admin, right? How is the admin page coming? If I do admin, this page is coming. So that's a standard method inside, or inside my app is an admin.py. Okay, so no, this is still not coded here, but that's you will see the tie-up here. Admin/admin. Okay, that incoming request from the browser, what to execute is a standard Django is provided like this. The moment you say admin site URLs, it will show the default standard page. This is because of Django development, they have made it like that. It will throw up a form, they've plumbed it together to show a standard admin page. And all that functionality of what, when you gave admin, it went in and it showed, it's an app itself. That this is all coming from that admin, my site. Okay. So the tie-up is like admin, the moment you put admin site URLs, this is going to show the admin page. Okay. So this is a walkthrough. Of course, the database will come to. Now, what I'm going to do is, in our hands-on, we will create this. Okay. Not in this session, right?
Yeah, I think it's already 2 hours. Yeah.
Because we still not created it one by one, right? So there is a easy way. If you see, the commands are pretty much all scripted, like like this, like it's command oriented. It's like Django admin is a command line utility to create all this. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there is all these things. Initially, it might look like, hey, what is this commands? But that's why I had to do the walkthrough or a
Okay,
tour
okay.
site. If you do this way, it'll create my site. Okay. If you
Hmm.
do this way, it'll run the server. You saw this part,
Yeah, yeah, I
right?
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then it created this local host development server comes like this. I'll show you that also because local host. Now we have put the default landing page like that. That's why it's
Hmm.
showing like that. Otherwise, the local
Yeah,
host development server shows up like this. There's some
got it.
documentation, some polling app and all that.
Got
Uh,
it.
and then you have these commands, Python manage, make my, you have to run these two to get your app deployed in the local. So then
Hmm.
it'll merge all these things. This is the migrations. You were shown this one, no? This migrations is when you deploy.
Hmm.
So I have to run these two commands every app for every project to deploy it.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Hmm.
to create the admin super user, here is Python manage py create super user. Only then
Okay.
it'll allow you to set the admin and password and all that. This is one time. Okay.
Okay.
It might look all like admin steps. Okay. But we'll save it for another day. Okay.
Okay.
Python
Where I
manage.
can see the slide, you'll give me a slide deck, right? I'll just
Yeah,
go
I
through this.
already shared these things with you. Okay.
Okay. On the mail,
Python manage py is that
on the
utility.
folder.
Uh, for the folder.
Where do I see this file? I have to go to your mail or you put in that Gmail folder,
This
that Google
presentation, is it? You're asking about the
presentation.
presentation?
Yeah. Yeah.
That I put it here. I closed that. Yeah, under less. Okay, I shared it. Let me do one thing. Okay, I think these two lessons. Okay, for the folder. Hold on. Why drive? Where are we actually? Um, hold on. Classroom. Django. Django. Okay. Okay. What I'll do. I think, how did I share earlier? Uh,
You
I've shared
usually
about
send on mail, the slides.
mail, right?
You know.
Okay,
Hmm.
for this, we better have one folder.
Ah,
Okay,
ah.
what I'm doing, uh, the portal is, okay, what you can also, okay, let me just do Django. We started, okay, okay, Django is, when did we start? We started October, end of September, please. Okay, yeah, good time. Okay, like that. Okay. I'm creating this folder to give you access
Okay.
so that all the slides can be put there. Okay. So this will be where I share contents with you, code and all that. Okay. Slides, code. You will see that here. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, one more thing you in the portal and the skillanything.com,
Hmm.
skill anything. Yeah, here you go create a login. Okay, because the recording has to be seen, no? You
Hmm.
have not yet created a login, right? You register.
Hmm.
See, here you register as a user, okay? And here you choose student, okay?
Hmm. Hmm.
It will create a login for you in this portal.
Hmm.
What they do is,
I did
they,
this. I did this, and
you give me that user, I will tell the admin. They will link up the Django program to you. When they
okay.
when they end, that will allow you to access the recorded sessions. So if you can share with me the user.
So what's the URL? Skillanything login, right? You want the login details.
Skillanything.com/login.
I created my email with email only, I think. This error, maybe I created I didn't use the email ID maybe. No.
You go to
Maybe
here.
I've lost my
Here,
password.
here is what, yeah, in the session chat, I pasted the URL. Just try logging in. Because it wouldn't show up against this user right now. You
No,
send me
last
the.
week when we were chatting only, I set it up.
Oh, you
But
did? Okay, I will
yeah,
tell
you
them.
said
If
you'll get an
you,
activation mail, but I didn't get that activation mail. But now
oh,
I forgot the password also. I put the standard password only. I never changed the
no
password.
problem. I will tell them. I'll tell them it will, from the backend, there is an admin. Okay. He will link your user to this Django course, and I'll ask him to, no,
Skillanything, right? Skillanything.
skillanything.com. Yeah, I put the link in the chat.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, here.
I'm there already. Okay, this is username. Okay, maybe I have to set up again. I don't know why it's username is
I will
RK.
check with them whether
Ah,
your user has been
already
linked.
things.
It should have been done, but do you recall the username?
I always use only one. RK Prabhu 72.
RK Prabhu,
Okay.
like that. RKPRABU or
This username is already registered. So that's what I confirmed that. So I'm already registered as RK Prabhu 72. RKPRABU. Okay.
BU
I'll
72.
put it
Okay. I
72.
will
That's
tell
my.
them. I will tell them.
Okay.
Okay. So I keep note of this.
Okay.
Once they link it up, you can see
Hmm.
the recording of the last class and this session as well. Okay.
Hmm.
So this is the layout of files. Okay.
Okay.
The MVT design, model view template, and Django works on that. What we'll do in the next session is we'll create this project hands-on
Hmm.
uh, as a first step. Then we'll go into that products, I will show you what we'll get into next also.
Okay. Actually, whenever you get into a new UI world, whether it is my own Cisco products or Google Cloud or
Hmm.
Microsoft Azure Cloud, the site
Hmm.
tour, site tour first day is always very heavy. So many new things, right? And
Hmm.
slowly it sinks into you, the site tour.
Correct.
Then you get used to it. That has been
Yes.
my life all the time. Yeah, I think that's the case with everybody.
That's better instead of saying, okay, here are 10 steps to do.
Yeah, no. What you did now is what many that's the best part of the course, Aji. If
Oh,
you need
thank you.
that what do you call, like when you are para jumping from top, first you will get
Correct.
a 10,000 feet view, then 1,000
Ah,
feet view, then you
yes.
should become a worm. You should not straight
Yes.
away become a worm. You cannot start working
Correct.
straight away. Yeah.
Yes. And to show how the see here, this is what it'll look. I've seen our the next hands-on exercise. First one we'll create the hello world. Okay, that
Hello,
one
okay.
DJ2. Next, I have DJ Pro, which comes with the store. That means it will show the products. So the box of pens, the pencils, what you saw. Of course, here it's showing the description, price, and all that in a manner. And then you can edit it. There is not a picture put there because that's slightly different, more contents. But this is a store. It will run, you can add products, you can remove products, so like that. Okay. So this is how it will look. And see here, add products will show up the screen.
Got you.
Update the products. This is the overall scheme of files and what you're doing.
Yeah, this is where I should start. Yeah.
These things are there. Then we'll go to other. So that we'll go into 2 sessions because we just understood the high level. Okay,
High level,
we'll go step by step to create the Django projects. From those steps we'll do in the next session. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay, have a good one. Yeah, take it easy. Yeah, bye.
Yeah,
Good
you
night.
too. Yeah,
Thank
bye. Take care. Bye.